Now, let's take note of this question. Assuming we are given this solid cuboid, the length of this solid cuboid is 11, the breadth is 4 centimeters, and the height is 3 centimeters. Now, let's do this analysis. Assuming that this is a metallic cuboid of length 11 centimeters, breadth 4 centimeters, and height 3 centimeters. This metallic cuboid is to be melted to form the shape as shown. And this is a cylindrical conical shape, a cone together with a cylinder. So assuming that this metallic cuboid is melted and the molten metal is molded to form this shape. Now, the height of the cone is 4x centimeters. The base radius is 3 centimeters. And the height of the cylinder is x centimeters. That means that if you know the height of the cylinder, you can multiply the height of the cylinder by 4, and that will give you the height of the cone. Now we are asked to calculate the height of the cone, and that is 4x. Then the volume of the cylinder. Now let's proceed. Take note that we are calculating for the height of the cone. And the height of the cone is 4x. But because the x is not known, we have to calculate for the x. How do we even calculate for the x? Please look at this. This is the metallic cuboid. The volume of this cuboid is the length times the breadth times the height. So we have 11 times 4 times 3. That is how come we have 11 times 4 times 3. And this is equal to 132 centimeters cube. So this is the volume of the cuboid. Now take note that it is this cuboid that we melted to form this shape. That is a cylinder together with the cone. So the volume of the new solid will be equal to the volume of the cone plus the volume of the cylinder, because this is a conical cylindrical shape. So the volume of this new solid will be equal to the volume of the cone alone plus the volume of the cylinder. Now, volume of the cuboid is equal to 11 times 4 times 3, and we had 132 centimeters cube. And we are saying that the volume of the new solid is equal to volume of the cone plus the volume of the cylinder. Now, the volume of the new solid will be equal to the volume of the cuboid, assuming that all the molten metal was used to form the new solid. That means that none was wasted. It means that the volume of the cuboid will be equal to the volume of the new solid. So volume of the new solid will be equal to the volume of the cuboid. That is 132. So we have 132 centimeters cube is equal to the volume of the cone plus the volume of the cylinder. So we have 132 is equal to the volume of the cone is 1/3 times the base area. And because the base is a circle, it's pi r squared times the height plus the volume of the cylinder equals pi r squared h. Now we proceed. 132 centimeters cube will be equal to the volume of the cone plus the volume of the cylinder. And the volume of the cone is 1/3 times pi r squared times h plus volume of the cylinder will be pi r squared h. Now 132 is equal to 1/3 times pi is a constant, that is 22/7, times the base radius is 3 from the diagram. So we have 3 squared times the height of the cone is 4x plus the volume of the cylinder is pi r squared h. So the pi is the constant, 22/7, times r is the base radius. That is the radius of the cylinder. It is equal to the base radius of the cone. It's the same 3. So we have 3 squared times the height of the cylinder is x. So we multiply by x. Now we have 132 is equal to 1/3 times 22/7 times 3 squared, that is 9, times 4x will give us 37.71x. Plus 22/7 times 3 squared times x will give us 28.29x. And now 37.71x plus 28.29x will be equal to 66x. And so 132 is equal to 66x. Now, if 132 is equal to 66x, how do we solve for x? We divide the right hand side by 66 as shown. Then we divide the left hand side also by 66 as shown. Now, 66 cancels 66 and we are left with x. Or 66 goes into 66 once. 1 times x is x. And 66 goes into 132 2 times. That means that the value of x is equal to 2. So x is equal to 2. Take note that the height of the cylinder was x. So the height, if you want to find the height of the cone, the height of the cone is 4x. That means we have to multiply 4 by the value we had for x, that is 2. And so 4 times 2 is equal to 8 centimeters. So the height of the cone is equal to 8 centimeters. The height of the cone is equal to 8 centimeters. Now, volume of the cylinder. The formula for finding the volume of the cylinder is pi r square h. Pi is the constant, 22/7. R is the radius of the base, that is 3 centimeters. And h has been calculated to be 2 centimeters. So the volume will now be 22/7 times 3 square times 2. And the volume is equal to 56.57 centimeters cube. This is the end of our presentation.